And we're live. Oh, I looked at the wrong camera. Excuse me. Fantasy Blitz. It's your boy Elijah. I sound a whole lot better than I did last week. Last week I had to... Alright, if that doesn't tell... Alright, cool. Audio works. Yeah, the reason we're starting a little bit late is because of this right here. Whatever that was I just did, but that was driving me nuts. I couldn't get, I don't know. I couldn't get this stuff to like go through, and it was just killing me. But I sound a whole lot better. I had to go back and look at my picks to make sure I got some of them right, but I'm still getting a little bit healthier. Chat's going crazy. Guys, if you're coming into the show right now, go ahead and hit that like button on your way in. We appreciate you over here at Fantasy Blitz for even tuning in or hitting that like button and sharing and subscribing. It's much appreciated. Thank you. Let's look at the comments. Wayne Heron says, let's do this. I agree. Let's do this. Coin says, here we go. The league had an interesting week this week. I agree. My team sucked. So if that's what you mean by interesting, then yes. Ryan G, what's up, Eli? What's up, Ryan? David says, what's up, everybody? Oh, how kind. Let's see. Hayden Hammond says, howdy. Howdy. Acid rabies. Life, man. Oh, this is just Davis. What in the world? Go Owls. Go Owls indeed. Smash the likes. We should have 6 likes by now. Absolutely. Coin gets it, man. If you're in here, just hit that like button. I see it going up. Let's go. Let's go. Go Owls. Indeed, go Owls. Owls by 90, no matter what. Hooty hoo. And, yes, Owls. All right. Guys, Week 7 is over. Week 8 starts tonight. Technically, I think Week 8 starts on Tuesday, the day after Monday Night Football. Well, really, Week 8 might start on Mondays, depending on the NFL team. So, that's that. Chile, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Let's go. Let's do this thing. All right, hopefully I got it set up right. All right, cool. Again, I cannot control, like, the TV or any of those buttons, so I gotta, like, do the whole screen thing. But you know the deal. Topics for today. NFL news, starts and sits. Let's get into it. Of course, you know NFL news. Jamison Williams, wide receiver for the Lions, suspended for 2 games for violating the PED policy, which is like a performing enhancing drug. I didn't know exactly what he took, but I know that is against the policy, and he will be out for the next 2 games. The Lions do play the Titans this week, so they won't be missing him that much. Sorry, Ryan. DeAndre Hopkins traded to the Chiefs for picks. I had to put picks in there because that's technically what they got. But in my opinion, they got a bag of chips and Andy Reid's leftover cheeseburger for DeAndre Hopkins, which is insane. I know he's older, but it's D-Hop. If you've been watching football for years now, you understand that this guy is a top 10 receiver of all time. Puka could return tonight. All right, there's optimism in the air that he will play, but I doubt he'll play. I bet he's just out there just to play some games or play some snaps. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Okay, it's the yerba. The yerba makes me stoppy. I don't know why. I gotta drink some water. Bryce Young to start due to Andy Dalton's injury. If you didn't see that he got into a car accident with his family, everybody is luckily okay. Praise God for that, because that could have been really awful. He just had a thumb injury, so it looks like Bryce Young will start. Jameis Winston to start for the Browns due to Deshaun Watson's Achilles injury. And then Alvin Kamara agreed on a 2-year, $24.5 million extension with the Saints. So not a lot of big news, but the D-Hop trade was definitely the biggest one. Yeah, I mean, just not a lot of extensions, but just constant Week 8 movement. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a sip of this because I'm just stopped. There we go. Look, I always don't know how to say this name. Look, I'm not saying it. Laguk he said, I heard Puka is suiting up tonight. You heard correctly. I just read a report on NFL.com that said he is playing. No, on ESPN that said he is playing, and then one on NFL.com that said he might play. I believe he's going to play, though. I mean, he should be fine. I don't think he's going to play. Let's see. Asteroid says, I'm keeping Puka out until I see him play more. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it. Teams on bye, there are none, so we have a full 16-game slate. My goodness. I can't remember the last time we had that. I think it was like week 4? Week 5, maybe? One of them ones. But very cool. Very, very cool that there's no one on bye. All right, here we go. Thursday Night Football at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, I can just do these right here. Boom. All right, Minnesota at the Rams. They're in Los Angeles. Minnesota, the 2.5-point favorites. I would say you're going to go ahead and start Sam Darnold, Aaron Jones, and Justin Jefferson. This Rams team seems to be in a bother as of recent. They did get that solid win against the Raiders, but at this point, who hasn't beat the Raiders? I don't know. Let's see. Their past couple games, let's switch it on over here. I mean, these games that they, excuse me, that they lost, I mean, they lost close. Like the first week, the Lions, they lost in overtime by a touchdown. Second week against the Cardinals, they got blown out 41-10. The Niners, they beat. That was their one win at the time. Then the Bears, they lose by 6. Then the Packers, they lose by 5. Then they get the Raiders, they win by 5. Very close games. I don't think the record of the Rams really tells the whole story. I do think this is a good team. A little bit older. Cooper Kupp's a little bit older. Matthew Stafford's a little bit older. You're really only leaning on Kyron Williams. And Aaron Donald's gone. All right, he's gone, so the defense is definitely taking a hit. The defense is not bad, I would say, but it's not the way it used to be. But yeah, let's get back into the Minnesota side. Sorry, guys. I feel like I got rushed today. Excuse me for that, too, but I cannot... This yerba, I really think it's the yerba that's clogging me up. But for the Rams side, you're just going to start Kyron Williams and Cooper Kupp. I'm not starting Puka yet. I'm not ready. I would say I have to wait. I would agree with Davis in the chat that you're going to have to wait and see what he does. Next week, I would say you could probably start him and feel confident in doing that. All right, that is a 2.5-point game. Minnesota is the favorite. Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Here we go, kicking off the Sunday games at 1. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Atlanta are 2.5-point favorites. We'll start with them. Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Kyle Pitts. Again, this offense is just full of absolute studs that can clearly get the ball and do something with the ball. They're not like Tyler Lockett, and that's no diss to Tyler Lockett. He'll tell him yourself because it's in the plays. He'll just catch the ball and get down. A lot of these guys are looking to make plays, looking to go forward. The only real guy I think that has a problem with going the wrong way is Ray McLeod. But that's why I'm not starting him, because he is wide receiver 3. And I'm not, the only reason he's wide receiver 3 is because Rondale Moore is hurt. So if Rondale Moore was on this offense, my goodness, that could be pretty insane. All right, let's get back into it. And then Tampa Bay side, I mean, golly, what happened last week? We'll just get the starts out of the way, and then we'll talk about it. But Baker Mayfield, Rachaad White, and Bucky Irving. Maybe Jalen McMillan. If you watched our Tuesday 2-minute drill video about waiver wires, he was on it. He is one of the top priorities, I would say, to get, because he did have 8 targets against the Ravens that night due to the injuries of the top 2 receivers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Definitely stinks for Chris Godwin. I'm not too sure. I get why you're playing. You're down by 10. There's like a minute left, less than a minute. I get it, but I don't. I don't understand why you need him. It's a 2-possession game. You got a whole lot of yards to go. It's not working out for you. This is why you bench those players during that time, so that stuff like this doesn't happen. All right, he just dislocated his ankle. It's not like he got a cramp, got the wind knocked out of him. This guy hurt himself. He got really hurt, and he could be out for a while. I don't know about the timetable. Maybe we get the chat to find out timetable, but it's very frustrating when that kind of stuff happens. Not only for fantasy, but just life in general. I mean, what are you doing? All right, Coin Operator says, should I start Puka instead of Tyler Lockett in my flex spot? I agree with you guys. I might wait for it. Lackluster Lockett. Yeah, I agree. Hey, let's look up his stats real quick. Tyler Lockett, because I was talking to someone the other day. I can't remember if I was on the stream or if I was just having a conversation with someone. But Tyler Lockett might be this year's best bench wide receiver. It is absolutely insane. The last 4 games, he's had 5 catches, 61 yards, 4 catches, 75 yards, 4 catches, 65 yards and a touchdown, and then 4 catches for 45 yards. Not stellar numbers, right? But bare minimum 4 catches a game, and then bare minimum 45 yards a game, past 4 games. I think he's a solid receiver, so Coin, go ahead and start that guy. I think if you're starting him over Puka, that's probably the right choice. Definitely the safe choice. I'm not ready for Puka yet. I'm not ready because I'm never a big fan of those guys when they're coming off injuries. But yeah, this is a 1 o'clock game. It's in Tampa Bay. A big divisional game for both of these teams. It would be a whole lot better. I wonder if the line would be any different if Evans and Godwin were in. But you play the game with what you have. So we'll move on. Sunday at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, Baltimore goes to Cleveland to play the Browns. Baltimore are 8.5-point favorites. A lot of these games this week, guys, are really bad. Really bad. There's only a couple games where teams are either both above 500 or, one team is 5-1 or 4-3, and the other team is like at least peaking 500. Like a lot of these games are high lines. Not a big fan of them. Especially this one. I mean, of course, I'm a big fan because I get to watch the greatest player of all time, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that's right. If you're new, get with the program. Coin says, thanks, I agree. It's safe, but I bet Puka gets a touchdown if I don't start him. Hey, that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes every time. Every time. Like, that's just, I don't gamble, but whenever, well, if you put a bet down, it's not going to hit. But if you don't put it down, it'll hit. That's just how it works. Yeah, for the Baltimore side, Jackson, Henry, Flowers, Andrews. I think you can have confidence in starting Mark Andrews. Let's pull up his stats, too, for the last couple games. And the defense for this one is a must start. So if you don't have them, try to get them if they're not on waiver wire. I doubt that they are. Yeah, I think the past 3 games with Mark Andrews, you can definitely start. Against Cincinnati, 4 catches for 55 yards. Against Washington, 3 catches, 66 yards, a touchdown. And then against Tampa Bay, 4 catches on 4 targets, 41 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous stat line. I think he's back. I really do think that car accident in the offseason, coming off an injury, getting a new running back, yes, that does change things, I think. I bet that kind of swayed him a little bit. But I think it's safe to say he's back. Cleveland, just Chubb. Just Chubb. Ryan said no gambling, huh, Eli? Hey, chill out, okay? I don't condone it. I dabble, all right? Get off my back. All right, let's get back into the action. Yeah, because Cleveland side, it's just Chubb. I don't have a lot of faith in the Browns at all. But why would you? Wayne Heron says, is Lamar still a top MVP contender? I would say so. I would say right now he's probably number 1, and that probably will continue into the season if he continues playing like this. It's definitely not Mahomes. Josh Allen's got I think Amari Cooper coming in definitely helps. But other than Allen and Jackson, I can't think of anyone. Maybe Derrick Henry. It's unpopular nowadays to even, say a running back. It's like taboo. I don't get it. Nick Walker, hey man, what's up? Long time no see. Welcome back, dude. What in the world? Welcome back, dude. Welcome back, man. Glad to see you. Asteroid says Cap Josh is number 1 MVP. Easy. No, hey, I get it. I understand. I respect it, Steven. All right, moving on. Sunday at 1 o'clock again. Tennessee versus Detroit. This game will be played in Detroit. Tennessee side, you're only going to start Pollard. Had a stinker last week, but can you blame him? He's on the Titans. Sorry, Ryan, again. See, like Detroit, dadgum, 11-point favorites. What in the world? Like, how? I get it, but, these are just crazy lines. You're going to start Gibbs. You're going to start Montgomery. ASB. No Laporta. I'm done. I'm done with Laporta, okay? Let me get full screen so I can show you all this nonsense. I'm done. Well, maybe you could start him this week because of the Jameson absence, but Laporta is the 20th ranked tight end in ESPN fantasy leagues, most, if you're following standard scoring. Last week, he had 1 catch, 2 targets, 25 yards. The game before that, 1 catch, 1 target, 52 yards, a touchdown. I mean, the most he's caught in a game this year is 4 catches. The most yardage he's had in a game this year is 53. I'm not starting him. Neither should you. And I don't think it's being talked about enough. Yes, it could be sophomore slump, but that's just ridiculous. All right, Nick Walker says, just traded Kraft, that's Tucker Kraft and Chuba Hubbard for Jalen Reed. Picked up Tua and Olave on waivers. Then traded MHJ for Waddle. What a crazy week. Dude, you have been getting active. I think the Kraft and Hubbard trade, that's probably pretty solid. Losing Hubbard, I think, stinks. I think Kraft might be a fraud-ish. But I think getting Jalen Reed is pretty good. Getting Tua and Olave on waivers is nuts. How many people are in this league? Because that's, like, unheard of. Because Chris Olave is not hurt. I mean, he's hurt, but what? And then, yeah, just traded MHJ for Waddle. That could help, especially with Tua coming back. So that would be nice to see. Yeah, crazy week. Hope you're well as well, for real. Ryan says, I just traded Connor and Taylor for Henry, so he's about to get hurt. No MVP for him while he's on my team. Ryan gets it. He understands when a team or when a player gets on your team, they start to suck. Or they get hurt. One of the two. Wow, Nick says 12-person league. Someone dropped him on the injury. Yeah, I know, but like that's why you have IR. Or is he just out? I don't know. Yeah, this game is not amazing. I got Detroit. Little spoiler. All right. You may notice the dots, but we'll get to it. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern as well. Indianapolis travels to Houston for a divisional rival game against the Texans. We'll start with Indianapolis. My goodness. Jonathan Taylor. Now, it's been said that he's going to play, okay? It's been said that it's not like a doubt that he'll play, like, don't even worry about it, blah, blah, blah. I am worrying about it. I won't believe it until I see it, okay? This is like UFC, if you follow UFC. Until I see the UFC post a fight, I'll believe it's going to happen. But until then, no. I'm not believing that. So that's why big asterisks next to him, because I don't know until I see him play. He could even say, like, oh, I'm going to play for sure. You can believe me, Eli or Elijah. No. Until you're on that field, I'll believe it. And also, Houston has a really good run defense, so I'd be a little nervous. Houston, C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell, if need be. Really, only guys I have full trust in is Stroud, Mixon, and Diggs. DeMaco, or Ryan, I still don't know how to say his name. Ryan DeMaco said that the quarterback play needs to get fixed with the line, all right? I don't know how I couldn't get that out of my head. I think I was trying to do 3 things at once. That has got to get fixed. C.J. Stroud's a generational quarterback. He could easily be a top 3 QB in the next 3 to 4 years. You got to protect this guy. If you want him to win, give him some time. Or if you want to win, give him some time. He's already got the weapons around him. He's pretty much set for the next 3 to 4 years as well. So just protect him, keep him safe, get the ball to him so he can have time to get the ball to others. Easy game, all right? Houston, they are 5-point favorites. Also a pretty big game because if Houston wins this game, they take a 2-game lead, I believe, in the division. But if Indianapolis wins this game, it will be tied. So, well, their records will be tied. I don't know about divisional rivals or records, but I know they will be tied record-wise. Ryan says, oh no. Nick Walker says, my other running backs are Bijan, Dobbins, and Pollard. So you can 100% live without Chuba Hubbard. You'll be fine. No worries. Excuse me for my voice, guys. I really am sorry. The yerba, what's going on? And then Ryan says, that's why I traded the dude. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, because it's not working out. And then played with me for the last month. Yeah, not cool, JT. Do I drop Dell for Shakir? You can. I'd give you the thumbs up for that one. Because Shakir's All right, here you go, Davis. Shakir is the highest target or catch ratio. I think he's got 27 catches on 28 targets. Very good stat. Very nice. Very classy. All right, I'm moving on from that meme, and I'm moving on from this game. Green Bay versus Jacksonville, Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time in Jacksonville. We'll start with Green Bay. They are 4-point favorites. You're going to want Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Reed, Romeo Doubs, and Tucker Kraft. I do believe that these two right here will be competing. Healthy competition never hurt anybody. But if I had to pick one guy, I'd probably go with Doubs. I've been on Doubs all year. Hopefully he'll pan out, not just for my sake of being right. I don't care really about being right. Maybe I should, but it doesn't matter. But Reed is very talented, so I think he could also take over. I think Doubs is just a better, like, pure wide receiver. I think Reed is more athletic. But Jacobs got to step up. I think Love will be fine. Jacksonville had a great game in London against the Patriots, but I think most teams that play the Patriots do pretty well, except the Bengals. That was week 1, though. Jacksonville side, ETN Jr. Now, hear me out. Let me just get through this. And then Brian Thomas Jr. and Evan Ingram. Okay, the reason I'm saying hear me out about ETN, why would you entirely bench him? Because if you took him as one of your running backs, I almost guarantee you your other running backs are not as good. Talent-wise, roster-wise, I know Tank Bigsby is a threat, but I think ETN Jr., if he is starting and he's playing, you can play him with confidence. Now, if he sucks this week, we have other fish to fry and bigger fish to fry because now you have a crappy running back that's probably RB1 or RB2. So be careful. If you do have better options over ETN, go ahead and do it. But if you don't, you can start him. I think it'll be okay. Nick Walker says, need a big one from Reed. I feel that. Let me know in the chat who you need a big one from. I need a big game from DEEBO. I need a big game from Najee because my running backs in that league is and I do need a big game of Chuba Hubbard. That would be fantastic. Okay. 4-point game. Jacksonville, what's their record this year? Let's check it out real quick. I know it's not good. I think they've won 1 game. Yeah, no, they've won 2. They're 2-5 with wins over the Patriots and the Colts. Both close games, except not both. The Patriots game was just a blowout, but that's because the Patriots are just terrible. All right, we'll move it on. Let's move. Arizona versus Miami. Miami are 3.5-point favorites. Excuse me again. That's so frustrating. All right, everyone take a sip of your bev. Ryan said, you need a big game from the guy that's sick. He's got pneumonia. Yeah, he had pneumonia, I'm pretty sure. He got released from the hospital. I saw him, like footage, I think, of him on the on practice field. I don't know if that was from earlier in the week or not. News these days. If you ever want to see how crazy the internet is with news, look up what's the most popular drink in the world. And you can tell me if it's coffee or if it's tea, because you'll find a lot of articles saying both or none. It's crazy. Arizona versus Miami. Miami 3.5-point favorites. Arizona side, Kyler Murray, James Conner, MHJ, if need be, and Trey McBride. Oh my gosh. Let me just say, Marvin Harrison Jr., if you took him in the first round, that's on you. If you took him in the second round, that's also on you. Why in the world would you take him in the first or second round? That just makes no sense. And it's not because I don't think he's a good player. I think he's a fantastic player. He'll probably be the best receiver in like 5 years. But there are so many other players around him that are so much better. Last 3 games. I know he got hurt in one of them. 2 catches, 7 targets, 36 yards. 0 catches, 2 targets, 0 yards. And then against the Chargers, 3 catches, 6 targets, 21 yards. 5-0-5. Last 3 games. 10 points total in the last 3 games. Unbelievable. So that's why I'm saying if need be. Yeah, if need be for your second round pick. Because most people, if you have him, that's where you took him. Now, of course, he can come back at any point. Really, Miami's defense is only solid against the run, I believe. Let's check that out real quick. Maybe against the pass. Let me go to this league. That's where I got them. Yeah, they're pretty good against the pass, so I would probably stay away. Trey McBride, it's just filling in your tight end slot. Miami side, if Tua really does return, you could start Tyreek and Waddle. But it does look like he's starting. But I think you should just start Hill, probably bench Waddle, and then, of course, Devon Achane. Then let's see what Nick's got in the chat over here. Guys, I really appreciate the chats. It really does help the show and just keeps the engagement going, you know? That's what it's all about. Nick Walker says, do you think Bigsby will be RB1 for the foreseeable future? I do. I think it could happen for sure. Would you recommend holding a second tight end or just one? Okay, I've got Ferguson currently. Yeah, Mitch A has been a major disappointment. That's an understatement. And Cardinals not using him correctly. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I haven't watched like full games, so I can't give you my entire take on the situation. I just know that he's not getting the ball, and he should be. He's your number one overall pick for the Cardinals, not number one overall for the NFL. You need to use him. I don't know what's going on. Very frustrating. But if you traded him early in the year, that's pretty good. But then going back to this question, Nick, about two tight ends, it depends. I think if you have a guy like Ferguson, you're good. You're probably going to start him each week. I have two tight ends. Oddly enough, I have Ferguson and Evan Ingram. Someone dropped him in the waiver. I picked him up. So now I have a solid tight end spot and a solid backup flex spot. It just depends on how deep your league is, if your waiver wire is deep. I'm not against two tight ends. I think it just depends on who you got. Like, you've got, oh man, who's the best tight end this year? If you got Brock Bowers, you're good. You don't need a tight end. A backup tight end. You have the number one tight end. You're okay. All right, let's move on to the next game. Miami 3.5-point favorites. I can see that. I don't really get it because of Tua coming back, because I think if he wasn't playing, Arizona would be favored. So that's just a high line. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, share, and subscribe. You guys know the deal. This show is free, okay? It is a free show. I don't ask anything from you. And that's honestly what I want to do. I don't want to ask you for money. I don't want to ask you for anything. But I do want to ask you to like, share, and subscribe. We hit 1,000 subscribers earlier in the year. Fantastic. Appreciate you guys. We really need those likes to go up. So far, we got 6 likes and 5 people watching. How is that possible? We just like that. But no, if you could share the channel, that would be fantastic. I would really appreciate you guys if you could do that. Just tell a coworker. My friend Alex did that the other day. Gained 5 subscribers. Unbelievable, right? Just tell a friend, and they're going to tell a friend. And then it's a snowball effect. But the question of the day, what is something you wish you had done sooner? That could have been today, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, anything in your life. What is something you wish you had done sooner? For me, golly, what is something I wish I had done sooner? Probably wish I had left for work earlier today. I wasn't late, but I just wish I was there earlier. Then Wayne Heron says, can you explain the waiver wire more? Yes. So for those that don't know the waiver wire, it is just the pool, the group of players that are not on a team. So they are basically free agents. Anyone can pick them up. But there's a waiver wire order. It goes from the least best team. So the team with the worst record has top priority. So let's say Team A and Team B. Team A has a 1-5 record. Team B has a 2-4 record. And they both put in submissions to get a player. Said player would go to Team A due to having a lower record. It's basically to help out the lower players get the best players available, or lower teams get the best players available. So it's very important to hunt the waiver wire because people will often drop guys like Chris Olave, and if you're smart like Nick, you just pick him up no matter what, because that's a 3rd, 4th overall pick, or 3rd, 4th round pick in fantasy. So yeah, that's why you got to hunt. All right. But again, the question is, what is something you wish you had done sooner? A lot of you guys like to answer in your head. That's fine with me. I get it. There's also rolling waivers. What is rolling waivers? Ryan, please educate us in the chat, and I will read it off. Okay, let's move on. Oh my gosh, again? One more time. RobustOneUnarmed.com. Use code FANTASYBLITZ, 3 Z's, for 24% off your entire order. Great shirts. I wore it to the KSU game last night. Hootie hoo. Go Owls. Go Owls for life. Owls by 90. Just kidding. They won by 3. Yes, they won by 3. Great game. Let's see which I liked for smaller leagues. What is the rolling waiver, Ryan? Wayne Heron says started eating sushi. It's one thing you wish you had done sooner. I feel like I remember you telling me that. All right, let's move on. Oh no. Oh wait, no, it's all good. Okay. All right, Jets at Patriots at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time. This is in Foxborough. Jets are 7-point favorites. You're going to start Rodgers. You're going to start Hall. You're going to start Adams, Wilson, and defense. This will probably... I got to stop saying, This will probably look like the rest of the year, okay? Rodgers, just for a Patriots game, but Hall, Adams, Wilson in the defense. I think the defense is a lock every week. You're not going to start Devontae Adams. You're not going to start Garrett Wilson, and you're not going to start Breece Hall. So you got 3 guaranteed Jets players each week. I don't care about their matchups. They're studs. You got to take them, okay? New England side, Drake May, if need be. We did talk about him in our Tuesday video in the 2-minute drill. He's had very, very good individual success for a rookie in the past 2 games. This will be a big test for him against the Jets defense because this defense is phenomenal. Maybe not so against the ground game, but I don't trust Ramondre Stevenson anymore. I like a lot of running backs over him. So Drake May is really the only guy that I can trust fully. Maybe even Demario Douglas if you have him and you need to do that. But just for the Patriots, I would say just Drake May if need be. That's it. Okay, Ryan finally got it in. Oh, okay. Then he said don't forget about the FAAB waivers too. Ain't nobody. I mean, if you play that style, I think you're insane. Like, I respect it. That's crazy. All right, basically, this is for a rolling waiver. Basically, at beginning of season, waivers start in reverse draft order. After that, if you claim anyone, you go to bottom of list, everyone who didn't move. Oh, okay. I do like that. I like that as well. Maybe I'll have to get in the league one year to try that out. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's move on. Sunday at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time, Philadelphia visits Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites. Don't really know why. I totally disagree with that. But we'll start with the winning team, or the supposed to winning team. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. I don't like Chase Brown in this matchup. Philly has a pretty good run defense, and Chase Brown is not the best running back, so I would stay away. Philly side, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. Same situation like the Falcons and the Jets. I mean, these guys are guaranteed every week. And the reason is because you drafted them high. You may not have any other option. You're going to start Jalen Hurts no matter who he's playing, and you're going to start Saquon because he's a beast. But like Devontae Smith, you have to start him, I feel like. Maybe not. Maybe you have a stacked wide receiver core, and I just don't know about it, but you got to let me know. Oh, and also the FAAB waivers, that's like auctioning. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I'm not a fan. This game will be pretty good. Let's check out the records for both of these teams. I know the Bengals record does not tell the whole story. They're 3-4. They should be 4-3. The Eagles are 4-2. This could be a very good game. It's a CBS game, so it's probably like the main broadcast team for 1:00 games on CBS. I personally like this game as one of like a top 3 game to watch. Jalen Hurts versus Joe Burrow both have pretty solid defenses. Cincinnati, I feel like they always have a pretty good home crowd, especially if they're playing against a well-respected opponent. And Eagles fans love them, but I ain't got to explain them to you. They're Eagles fans. I went one time with Hayden, my roommate Hayden, to a game in Atlanta, and we just got like cussed at from random Eagles fans, and I was like 18 at the time, 18, 19. I was just like, why? I didn't do anything to you. But now I get it, because I get it. I've been watching football a whole lot longer now. All right, here we go. Moving on. Here we are, the 4 o'clock game. Sunday at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. The New Orleans Saints versus the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 7.5-point favorites. Again, look at those high lines. Crazy, crazy stuff. New Orleans, you're going to start Alvin Kamara. He may have a pretty good game, okay? Not that it would be a surprise, but for a lot of you that may not know or never heard of it or never even thought about it, a lot of guys, and Ayuk is not a good example because that's crazy because he just got hurt. A lot of these guys, when they get paid, they like to play better. I know that sounds nuts. Like a lot of people maybe nowadays in the workplace, like they want to just kind of get comfortable and like lay down and relax. But when Justin Jefferson got that contract extension, he said, I'm gonna muscle up. I'm gonna play more. I'm gonna play better. Because y'all just paid me a lot of money. I need to show that I'm worth that money. And so that whenever my contract expires, it runs up, I can get another pretty good contract. So don't be surprised if Kamara is like NFC Offensive Player of the Week, but he is also like the only offensive player worthy on the Saints. Chargers, Justin Herbert, he has been phenomenal the last couple games. Let's look at his stats real quick. J.K. Dobbins, Quentin Johnston, and Ladd McConkey. I think with the great improvement of Justin Herbert the past couple games, I think it's better. And improvement, I mean no turnovers, and he's throwing a touchdown and getting more yards. Because last game he threw for 349 yards, and then against Denver he threw for 237. So that was against Denver. That was his first time actually cracking 200 yards passing, which is crazy because it's Justin Herbert. Like, you know, how are you not getting more yards? Is that a Harbaugh problem? I doubt it. Maybe it is because of the run game. I don't know. But I think Herbert's a solid start this week. Excuse my hair. But, yeah, I think it could very well go well. I don't know how much confidence I have in Johnston, but I always will have confidence in McConkey. 7.5-point favorites, 4 o'clock. It's in L.A. Let's get it. Next game, Buffalo at Seattle. Buffalo, they are 3-point favorites. It's in Seattle, so take that the weather into account. Wrong button. Buffalo, you're going to start Josh Allen, James Cook, Amari Cooper, great touchdown last week, and Dalton Kincaid. If need be, he has a collarbone injury. Guys, Dalton Kincaid did it. He did it. He finally made me happy. Let's just check out his stats real quick. I mean, he's moved up. Last week, or the last 2 weeks, 6 catches, 51 yards. Then the next week, 3 catches, 52 yards, 8 points. Pretty good. I mean, that's consistent. That's good back-to-back games. So now I think if you can start him, I would do it. But if you have a better tight end, I doubt it because you took Kincaid probably earlier for a tight end. Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker III, a.k.a. K9. We'll talk about his injury in just a second. JSN and Tyler Lockett. Those two guys are crucial to start if you can because of the DK Metcalf absence. So I would try to either trade for him. No, it's too late. I would either try to get them in your flex spot because they could easily go off. Let's just check out Kenneth Walker's injury real quick. He has... he's an illness, and he'll play. I saw the questionable thing. I was like, okay, I'll talk about that on the show. I didn't know he was just sick. He should be fine. Unless you're like me and it takes a long time for you to get over an illness. Okay, let's move on. Next game, what's our run time? 41 minutes. Not too bad. Okay, Chicago versus Washington. I just know Roger Goodell is so upset. We'll talk about why. But 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time, this game is in Washington, and the Bears are 2.5-point favorites. Now, why is Roger Goodell upset? I'll tell you why. If you don't know, Jaden Daniels is hurt. So instead of having a number 1 versus a number 2 matchup, which I think they have like every year, we will have a Caleb Williams versus a Marcus Mariota matchup. Both former number 1 overall. Wait, no, Marcus was number 2. Let's check that out. I'm pretty sure Marcus was number 2 and Jameis was number 1. Marcus Mariota draft pick. He was selected. It's loading. 2nd overall. So, a 1 versus 2 matchup. It's just not the guy you want to see. Very upsetting, but that does not stop the offensive power that Washington seems to have. Maybe it all runs through Jaden Daniels, and I think it does. But Brian Robinson Jr., good start. Terry McLaurin, good start. And Zach Ertz, I say you can start them with confidence, especially Zach Ertz. Terry McLaurin is great. Brian Robinson Jr. is great. Don't expect them to have boom games. I would expect above average, mediocre games. Nick Walker says top 3 defenses to start this week. Oh, brother, I got you. Let me just give that to you right off the bat. The Jets, for sure. The Ravens, and let's go with, the Broncos. Jets, Ravens, Broncos. If you can get one of those teams, that'd be great. Maybe like a low-key waiver wire team would be the Chargers. That'd be a solid start. All right, let's get over to the Chicago side. Caleb Williams, if need be. I wouldn't really push starting him. I know he's had a good couple last 2 games, but he did just go on bye. Maybe that sometimes the bye does hurt a player, puts them in rest for longer than they need it. But he should be fine. Washington is a good team, but I think missing Jaden Daniels will just kind of kill team morale, and they'll definitely be playing behind. So Caleb Williams probably won't be throwing the ball as much. But watch Washington mess around and win the dadgum game. DeAndre Swift, I feel like he's finally found his stride. And DJ Moore, don't start Keenan Allen. Don't start Cole Kmet. Don't do any of those things. Don't start Rome Odunze. Just start these 3 guys if you have them. If need be, INB. Get with the program. Here we go. Next game. Carolina versus Denver. Again, another high line. Like, look at this. Hold on. 7.5. 7. Not 4. 11. Like, that's just ridiculous. That's just so many high lines. And I know it happens every week, but, I mean, these are huge. Denver, they are 10-point favorites at home. They are playing the Panthers. Panthers just got smacked by the Commanders, so I don't expect much from this team. Chuba Hubbard, only real start that you can do for the Panthers due to Bryce Young playing the game. I am rooting for Bryce Young. I hope he does well in this game, but I feel like, they're just screwing him over. I know he has to start, but you're playing a very good defensive team in Denver, and you're playing them at Denver in high altitude. Like, what in the world's going on? But, okay, we'll see how go ahead. If you're bored, I'll tell it later. Look up the fantasy projection they have for Bryce Young. Look it up. It's insane. Because they're basically telling you, stay away. We're going to make you not start this guy. Denver, Bo Nix, you can start him with confidence. I think you should and can start him if you have him. Obviously, if you have a better quarterback in a better situation, go ahead and start with them. But if you are riding the waiver wire and you have a hurt quarterback, like let's say Tua was your quarterback, I would still start Bo Nix over Tua this week because they're playing Carolina. And Carolina stinks. They're not bad against the quarterback, but I think Bo Nix will have, a good day on the ground. Javonte Williams, could this be the second beginning of how good he can be? Had a great game against the Saints, so let's see if he can continue that game or continue that run. Let's check out Javonte Williams' last 2 games. I hate whispering or talking slow into the mic. Oh, no, they were on bye. No, they weren't on bye. They just had that long week because of Thursday night game. Defense should eat up the Panthers, especially if Bryce Young is quarterback. So if you have the Broncos defense, I think you're going to have 10-plus points. I don't see Carolina scoring a lot of points at all, if any a point. Shutouts rarely happen in the NFL, but this could be a shutout. They're 10-point favorites. Do the Broncos, hold on, let's cook. Do the Broncos just have an easy schedule? Let's see. They've lost to the Seahawks. They lost to the Steelers. They beat the Bucks. That was the first, snap game, right? Then they beat the Jets in a cold, rainy, disgusting 10-9 game, but you still won. So good job. Then they beat the Raiders, and then they beat the Saints, or they lost to the Chargers. But look, the Bucks, they beat them. They have a winning record. Jets don't have a winning record. Raiders don't have a winning record. The Saints don't have a winning record. So 3 of their 4 wins have come from losing teams. They're good, but how good are they? I bet they get exposed sooner than later. I do like the Broncos, though. I like them as a team. I don't have anything against them. If I was born earlier, I would have a big issue with them, but I did not watch the Super Bowl in like 1998 against the Falcons. Kansas City versus the Raiders, another divisional game. Kansas City being the 9.5-point favorites. They will be going to Las Vegas, and it is the 4:25 p.m. game. This will probably be the main broadcasting team. This is probably a CBS game. Have not looked into it yet. But you're going to start Kareem Hunt, who I saw a stat today that the Raiders have allowed 15-plus fantasy points in every single game they've played this year. So Kareem Hunt should eat. And he's coming off a fantastic game against the 49ers. Travis Kelce, I feel like you got to start him just because it's Travis Kelce. I'm not starting D-Hop yet. Similar situation like Puka. You got to give it some time. And then the Raiders. It's just Brock Bowers. It's always been just Brock Bowers. Okay, it's like the astronaut meme. Them on the moon with him behind us. Yeah, one of those things. Parker said, what's up, Parker Bledsoe? Welcome to the show. I don't know if I've ever, engaged. All right, let's go. Should I accept a trade? I get Henry and DEEBO for Hill and JT 100%. Justice Hill? Justice Hill? Or Tyreek Hill? I was like, yes. Still. Yes. 100%. I think you should do it. Derrick Henry is the top 2 running back in fantasy. Deebo Samuel, when he's healthy, is pretty good. I don't want to be arrogant or ignorant, but I think he's amazing. Ryan said, nah, I'd keep Henry and Deebo. I mean, yes, get Henry and Deebo. Maybe that's a tough, actually. Eli, help this guy. I can't decide. I think you should do it. I really think so. Hill and JT have been lackluster. Don't do any trades yet. Waiting for the week to be over, I think, unless you're just gutsy and you can do it. But I would go ahead and try to get that down. Yeah, that'd be awesome if you can get that. Yeah, it's just Bowers, though. It's always been Bowers. Sunday Night Football. Let's get into it. Sunday at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, the Dallas Cowboys will go to San Francisco to play the 49ers. 4-point favorites the 49ers are. We'll start with them. Brock Purdy, Jordan Mason, George Kittle, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Jawan Jennings if need be. I think Jawan Jennings is a solid start, but surely you have better players because you probably just picked him up off of waiver, or you had to dust him off your bench and say, go back out there and do it again. I expect big games from Kittle and Mason. Don't know what Deebo is going to look like. I really think it's going to be a boom or bust type situation. So be cautious, be wary. But Brock Purdy has been solid all week. Let's look into Brock Purdy's stats real quick. Because I know he's been pretty solid all year. I don't know about boom games or anything, but I know he's been okay. Because usually Brock Purdy's would be in the news for being bad, and I haven't seen him in the news yet, which is kind of a flex. So shouts go out to you, guy. Okay, so he did terrible against Kansas City, but Kansas City is the best defense or top 2 defense in the league. He threw 3 picks in that game. But before that game, not too bad. 16, 14, 29, and then 16. I think he's just had mediocre games, but the games that he's done well, he's done very well. So that definitely helps his average. Dallas side, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Jake Ferguson. No Rico Dowdle this week. Very sad. If you don't know, we love Rico Dowdle over here. We called him early in the year to be a pretty solid running back. I'm hoping that can continue. I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see how it goes. They are playing San Francisco. They have a very solid defense. So I didn't put him on the list. It breaks my heart. But if you have him and you want to keep riding the train, go ahead. I would. But I'm starting Kareem Hunt over him. Can you blame me? No, you cannot. You're not allowed. Not on this show. Maybe outside. We're moving on, though. Sunday Night Football. It'll be on Peacock or NBC. I think it's just on Peacock now. Giants versus the Steelers. How in the world do the Steelers keep, or not Steelers, do the Giants keep getting primetime games? Is this number 3? They had the Bengals, the Cowboys, or the Cowboys first, then the Bengals, and now the Steelers. You think they're going to win this one? No. There's no way. Did you think they were going to win this one in the beginning of the season? No. But here we go. I'll probably get put on a highlight reel. And just people like, oh, Giants always, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and Ryan said, gotta go. Keep killing it, Will. Or will I? I was like, who? Eli. See you later, Ryan. Peace out, man. Thanks for joining. We're almost done anyways. All right. For the Giants side, it's just Malik Neighbors. Daniel Jones is so close to losing his job, and they're playing the Steelers, and they're going to eat him up, so he'll probably lose his job this week to Drew Lock. And Drew Lock's a pretty good backup, so you're not totally SOL. Pittsburgh side, Najee Harris and George Pickens. Man, Najee Harris, I took a gamble on you earlier in the year, and if anyone drafted him, you definitely understand the pain of like, oh gosh, it's Najee Harris. No one else I want to pick up. I'll go with you. And you draft him, and then you see him on your roster, and you're just like, no way. Like, no freaking way, man. Like, why do I have him on my team? But then he does stuff like score touchdowns, and then you think, oh, I made a pretty good decision. I'm a genius. Just kidding. We're not arrogant at all. Okay. So Najee Harris, George Pickens. I would say you could start Russell Wilson. I wouldn't. But he did have a pretty good game last week against the Jets in a solid Jets defense. So that's upside for the Steelers, knowing that you have great top 2 picks and a quarterback, or you have 2 solid quarterbacks. I almost yawned. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was a little too much. But yeah, that's the Monday night game. That'll wrap up the game. There is not another Monday night game. I don't know why in the world. It was a doubleheader last week. I saw someone say it's honestly worse to have 2 Monday night games than just one, and I would agree, because then you're just going back and forth, and I just want to watch one good game. And both of them kind of sucked, except the Ravens game wasn't terrible until the end. But I was asleep by then, so it doesn't matter. All right, here we go. Time for everyone's favorite part. Does Eli know ball, or Elijah know ball? A little bit. We did fantastic last week. We were 28 and 16. And then we went on a 12-3 run. Last week's games were pretty predictable. I'm not going to lie. There are a couple games where it was an easy pick, like Broncos Saints. Come on. Eagles Browns. Or no, Eagles Giants. Come on. Like, are you serious? Why would I ever go against them? So we got to get into the picks. Hopefully we can reach 50 wins. Y'all, real quick, do y'all see that? Look at that. 0.678% of getting them right. Come on, man. How you doing? Like, that's a fantastic, I think, percentage. It's pretty good. Picking games is hard, okay? But we got to do it, so let's get into it. First game of the night, or first game of the week, is tonight. Vikings at Rams. Give me the Vikings. I do think that they are a little bit of a fraudulent team, but I will take them against the Rams. It'll be a close, probably one-scoring game. And then the Falcons-Bucks, close game as well. It's a rivalry game, so tensions are high, but absence of Godwin and Evans is bad. So give me the Falcons. Ravens versus Browns. Would I ever bet against the greatest football player of all time? No. Give me the Ravens. Titans-Lions. Are you kidding me? Lions. And that line moved up to 11.5. There you go. It's insane. Colts-Texans. Good rivalry game, but I will take the Texans due to the talent. And the Colts also just seem very inconsistent. I don't know if their offense is good or not. Let's check out their... Yeah, they don't really put up many points. I mean, they average 22 points per game. That's pretty good. That's probably about top 12. Packers, Jaguars. Give me the Packers. Jordan Love is insane, and the Jaguars are not. Cardinals, Dolphins. Give me the... So last week I was watching to make sure I got, all the picks in, and I said the Cardinals, and then last minute I switched it. So I think I have a problem with my Monday night games because I think I've done that 2 weeks in a row now. So Monday night games, I'm not switching. I'm just picking. But I'm very nervous about the Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals, though. Jets, Patriots, Jets. This is my last time betting on the Jets or picking the Jets because I'm like 0 for 3 now against them. A lot of those losses are responsible due to the Jets. Not me. I'm not in trouble. It was them. Eagles, Bengals. Give me the Eagles. I think they win this game. However, I can see the Bengals completely blowing them out because I feel like it's a trap game. But give me the Eagles. Better team. Better plays. Papa John's. Saints, Chargers. I'll take the Chargers because the Saints are really hurt. Chargers, I feel like they're pretty good under a first-year coach or under their coach for the first year. Harbaugh is not new to the NFL. So give me the Chargers there. Bills, Seahawks, Buffalo. Got to get our get back for what they did to the Falcons. Bears, Commanders. Give me the Bears. Panthers, Broncos. Broncos. Like some of these games I don't even have to explain. Chiefs, Raiders. Chiefs. Cowboys, 49ers. Close, good old classic fashion or good old fashioned classic, whatever you want to call it, game. Cowboys, Raiders, or 49ers. It's a logo game. It's a logo game. You see those two logos, you just know it's going to be a good one. Unless it was like last year where they just completely killed them. So give me the 49ers. And they cover too. Giants, Steelers. Steelers are 6-point favorites, so I'll take them to cover as well. There's no way the Giants are beating that Steelers defense. And that is it for the end of the show. Look at that. We're riding at 58:40 on our runtime. Robust One on Arms said, yo, I wore my RWU shirt at the KSU game last night. Go check out the story, brah. And then Hayden says, I'm putting 10K down on every pick you just made. Like a parlay? Are we doing straight bets? Like, what are we doing? How you doing? All right. That's it for the show. We've done our picks. We've done our starts and sits. And it's time for me to dip. Everybody, like the stream. Yes, what are we at real quick? How many likes? The likes really do help. We're at 8 likes. We got 11 people watching. The stream is ending. On your way out, please hit that like button. I just saw it go up to 9, so thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Good luck. Best of luck to all of you out there for your fantasy teams and your respected NFL teams. Unless you're a Bucs fan this week, I cannot help you out. So, good luck. God bless. Be kind and peace.